KQKI News, I'm Brady Burrell coming to you from the Small Business Administration Business Recovery Center here at the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce office in Morgan City. With me, I got Corey Williams. He's got some nice young ladies with him, some smiling faces. Monday is a major deadline from Hurricane Francine. Corey's going to tell you about that.
Well, first off, thank you, Brady, for just being the support over here for St. Mary Parish as well as Morgan City. We want to make sure to let people know that the physical deadline, and this is both for FEMA and SBA, the deadline for physical damage is November the 18th, 2024. So that's this Monday coming up is where the physical deadline is for any physical damage. Now, for any businesses or nonprofits that may have suffered what we call economic injury. And economic injury can be defined as a number of things. Loss of sales, having to lay off employees, not being able to meet your mortgage or, rent obligations, or even just the smallest thing, not even be able to meet your Chamber of Commerce dues. All those are signs of economic injury. And it's so important that when we look at businesses, when we look at nonprofits, if there's any canceled events, postponed events, suspended events, we want you to know that those are all signs of economic injury because that was anticipated revenue on those given days. So if an event is pushed back, is canceled, that's lost revenue. So the one thing that we want to make sure everybody knows as far as a business owner as well as nonprofits, if their help is still available through the Economic Injury Disaster Loan Program.
And if somebody wants, first of all, assistance for physical damage, what do they need to do before Monday?
Well, they need to come into the office, and that's why I wanted to make sure I had these beautiful ladies beside me, to be able to let them know that there are smiling faces here to be able to help you. We have Sheila here, we have Carmen, we have Charmaine, and we have Mary Asia. So we're actually here to help. We want to make sure that you know that even after the deadline, we will have people in this Business Recovery Center. And we thank the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce for accommodating us and allow us to be a part of this recovery for Hurricane Francine.
Now, after this deadline passes for economic injury, do they continue to come here, and what is that deadline?
So we're going to be here as long as the need exists. So right now, we haven't announced any kind of posted closing for this Business Recovery Center. So we're going to be here to service you, to see these beautiful smiling faces. But again, that deadline, if they want to come in, again, it's going to be this Monday. There is what we call a grace period. We really don't announce it, but we do encourage everybody to go ahead and come in by this Monday if they had physical damage especially.
What type of assistance is available?
So businesses of all sizes, as well as homeowners, renters, and nonprofits can borrow, are eligible for the SBA programs. Businesses can borrow up to $2 million to repair, replace disaster damaged real estate, machinery, inventory, and equipment. But again, as I mentioned, the most important thing during this time of recovery is the need for economic injury disaster loan funds or working capital funds to sustain the business during this recovery period. Those interest rates for the loans is as low as 4%. 12-month deferment, 12-month zero interest. So again, if a business may need some capital for their business and then, they say, oh, you know what, I can use this funds. And then within the course of the year, if they decide they want to pay off the SBA loan, they can go ahead and pay it off. And essentially because there's 12-month interest, 12-month zero interest, and 12-month deferment, there's no loan. And then for nonprofits, they're treated similar to businesses. Interest rates are fixed at 3.25%, but they can borrow money for real estate, machinery, inventory, equipment. But again, there's so many festivals. In fact, I think there's a big festival going on coming up here in St. Mary Parish, and there's festivals all the time in New Orleans. And whenever they have festivals, there's vendors. And if those vendors are not showing up because of the storm or, they're not selling as much product, that is economic injury. It's so important to be able to see those events when they're canceled, they're postponed, they're pushed back. That anticipated revenue for that nonprofit, they were expecting it on a given day. So if they get 50% less of their revenues or 25% less of their revenues, that creates an economic strain on their nonprofit. And then again, like I say, interest rates, again, 3.25 fixed. 12-month zero deferment, 12-month deferment as well. So again, for homeowners can borrow up to $500,000 for repair, replace with a disaster damaged real estate and up to $100,000 to repair, replace disaster damaged personal property, which would include any vehicles damage. And those interest rates are as low as 2.813%. 12-month deferment, 12-month zero interest. And then renters can borrow up to $100,000 to repair, replace disaster damaged personal property, which would also include any automobiles as well. Same interest rates, as low as 2.813%.
Those interest rates are unheard of right now, right?
Yes, they are unheard of. But the most important thing, Brady, is the 12-month deferment and 12-month zero interest. That's really what's, the most important thing to remember, though. So if you're waiting for insurance recovery or any kind of funds to come in, go ahead and apply, because if you get the money within the course of the calendar year, because of the deferment period and because of the zero interest, you have no loan, but you were able to use the funds how you see fit to get back on the road to recovery from Hurricane Francine.
Well, great point. And of course, so we're just encouraging everyone who needs that assistance to come by the St. Mary Chamber of Commerce office here on Myrtle Street across from the Morgan City Auditorium through Monday for that physical damage assistance. I wanted to ask you, what has the demand been like?
Every disaster, I always say, is gonna kind of fluctuate. And I know this is not a Katrina like, this is not Ida, but for someone who lost their home, who lost their business, this is their Katrina. So we are treating it as such. So I'm not going to downplay and say that that this is not as big as another, because again, we want to focus on that business, that homeowner, that nonprofit, that renter who may have lost everything. So that's our focus. That's why we're here, and that's why we'll continue to be here past the November 18th deadline.
Well, we appreciate all of you. I know you guys are here and gals are here from out of town. Appreciate you spending time in here to help our community.
Thank you so much, Brady. Thank you for your support. We're really blessed to be a part of the recovery efforts for St. Mary Parish. So thank you.
Absolutely. Thanks again. And I'm Brady Burrell for KQKI News.